Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You may want to call this a video in progress because nothing is planned. I was just reading on Facebook where there were some folks that were having some problems with getting the new monthlies and installing them and everything else, and error messages. So what I thought I would do is just show you what I do, and just like they do on the income disclaimers, is this technique that I'm about to show you is not one that I would recommend for everybody. If you are not aware of how to manipulate folders and move files around on your system, then this may not be something you want to do. But what it is what Explaindio does for you when you call yourself loading up the zip files through Explaindio. Now the problem I have is this. Now look here. This folder here, these are the monthly downloads, and I keep them all in one place because Andrew has, with the good graces of his heart, added stuff to past month. So I go out to the website and then I say, okay, well, which ones did he add? And I have to go back and look and see. So now, since I put him in this folder, I can just look down the list and see what I have, what he's offering. If I don't have that, which was this one, this time he just added the futuristic team, then I can just download that one alone and not the others. He did also add the video and stills. Now this is the month, these are month 3 regular stuff. This is the month 1 high def video backgrounds. These are those 3 stock video folders, and then this is a standard video download. And then it goes on, here's the high def folder, zip file for month 2, and then these are the stock images as he has them listed on the website. So if you look over here, you can see this is Explaindio. I'm looking in the SVG folder because I was trying to reorganize some of my SVGs instead of just having them named 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever. I went through and actually renamed some of them so that, when I open up a folder, I'll know what I'm looking at. So some have been named, some I've changed myself. I also installed a tool that if I go up here to the large icon, now I think that's still in the window, then see, now I can actually view the SVGs. See, this is the PNG file, right? This is the actual SVG. You can tell because it has a little icon right here. So now I can see what the actual SVG looks like. So if I want to rename it, and for some weird reason, I'm not sure why my PNGs are showing dark. Now if I bring them into a program, they show the image. But to avoid going through all the hassle, now the SVGs actually show themselves using this plugin. And I will put the link to that below this video. But really what my point is that when you get these zip files, instead of going through the process of opening up Explaindio and trying to figure out which one of those slots to put it in. Now remember, that's a good thing for those people that are kind of squeamish about working with files and folders and moving stuff. But for those people who know how to make a folder, make a zip file, move it from point A to point B, then this is no biggie. I just go right here. These are the high def files. So this is the high def zip. Open it up. That is the same folder. You can tell by clicking here. You can see those are the MP4 files, and the fact that this zip is bigger than the standard lets you know this is a high def. They're normally a lot bigger than the standard def. So what I do is I will drag this folder out and bring it into the images folder. Bring this down a little bit. See, there's the program files, Explaindio, images folder, and that's where I am right now. So I'll drag this zip over into the images folder, right? And then this is where it gets kind of tricky, and maybe you may not want to do it this way. I have a monthly folder that all of the high def videos are going to go into, all of them. I mean, if it gets to be too many, I may split it off into maybe a folder 1 and 2, but this folder will probably have at least, I don't know, it may get up to 500 in here, and I'll do another folder. I haven't run into any issues yet, but what I'm trying not to have is a million folders with just a few files in it. So inside of here, you can see the naming convention. They use the underscore and a number. What like here in this instance, there was already a 38, so it copied the 38 back in here. I was trying to verify they had all the files. These with the number 2 on it are going to be deleted because they're both the same. But I think the numbers are sequential. So let me go back out here and look. Okay, now, so they seem to be going up. So you can combine all of the videos into one folder. Some people may not want to do that. I'm doing that now, so I can just have, when I open up Explaindio, I can see them all in one place. I probably eventually will go through and just, you know, do abstract videos or scenic videos or landscape videos. But right now, instead of having, you know, all these folders, I gotta jump from folder to folder, I'd rather just sit in one spot and just scroll down through, you know, a few hundred. It's gonna be 100 per folder, so when I do five here and then another 5, you know, and that will reduce the number of folders I have here. But now that I've dragged this folder out of the zip file, what you normally want to do is open up the folder, copy all the files, and then drag them into the new folder to combine them. What I do is this little bitty trick here is where these are the high def, so I copy this when I hit F2, Control C, and then I click on here and hit F2, Control V. The way the Windows system operates, if it sees that there's 2 folders with the same name, it asks you if you want to merge them. Okay, so there's the dialog. Do I want to merge the one is already existing with the one I just created and renamed? I'm saying yes. Okay, so now it's saying that there are some files in that folder that are already, that contain duplicate names. So I'm going to click here and let it just put a number 2 next to those. Because my goal right now is just to reduce the number of folders. Some people would start from here and go through and figure out what folder they need and then start putting them in those folders right now. That's not my workflow at present. So, but I do understand that I may be more efficient, but I just want to have them in one place so I can kind of look at them and see, because some of these I may just remove and put on a Blu-ray disc and store it somewhere, or another hard drive or something. Because you know, how many of these are you really going to use? And if because of this viewer I have on here now, I can go out to wherever I store them. If I store them on another hard drive on this machine or an external drive, I can always plug the drive up and look through there. If I have a project and I know that I have space and background videos stored somewhere, I can go get those and bring them back. But the more files you have on the computer, the potential is that the slower it could run, because if your C drive doesn't have at least 20% of free space, then you're going to start noticing some slowdown. And because all these graphics are on the C drive, and the C drive is the one that will probably get infected first if you had any issues, then you could lose all this stuff. Now you can always go back and download these again and reinstall them again, but that means you have to rename them again, and any of the ones that you've created for yourself or modified or whatever will be gone forever, because unless you back them up somewhere. So I like to copy the zip files and these files here. Once I have them all organized in there, every 3 or 4 months I'll just make a copy of the images, slides, and the SVGs, because the others, well, you can reinstall those. But the images, where all your images are, this is where your video is exported. Once you create a video, it goes into this folder. But the images is where all the images are, the backgrounds, you know, and some of the additional SWFs that you're going to bring in the animations, as well as the oh yeah, these frozen ones, that was put in by the system, as well as the videos where it's your standard video or your HD video, which is what I'm consolidating right now. Now what I did was also, since Andrew's good graces is giving us stock images, I created a stock images folder. These are how the images come in. So what I do is the same little trick, just to avoid having to open up a bunch of folders. Click on here, F2, Control C, copies that name. Click on here, F2, Control V to paste, and then Windows will ask me if I want to consolidate, and I say yes. Because I'm right now, remember, I'm just trying to put all like items together so that I can see what I have, compare them, delete duplicates, get rid of the junk, and then go back and segment the rest. That's my workflow. So again, since I've already had that copied, F2, Control V, and it wants to do the consolidation. No, there's some name conflicts, so I'll let them be named 3 now. And one more to go. So F2, Control V, click on something else to initiate the action. Boom, I'm done. Now these are the standard definition videos, which go into this folder. Okay, Control Z, because I shouldn't have did that. Alright, F2, Control C, F2, Control V, and consolidate, please. Thank you. Okay, so I just do just something real quick, even though it ended up running 12 minutes, just to show that you can move files around. Before we go, let me look at this one here. Now, this is the SVG folder that is inside Explaindio. The sketch images, you know, they come in a folder like this. What normally happens is you load this zip up, and then all these names would end up in this folder, and that just drove me out of my damn mind. I didn't want to see month one all the time, so I just tried to consolidate. And I still got some more work to do here, because these are the list of folders that are going to come up in Explaindio. So what you can do, you can just drag one folder out like this robot color parts. I have it in here. I just got rid of the month 1 in front of it. Robot color parts. Drag the folder right on in here and clicked on it to remove this first part here, and all the files are in there. There they are. And with the tool that I have installed, I can now actually see the SVGs. So basically the point is that you can open up the zips if you have WinZip and move these files around. The sketch images will have an SVG extension. They go into the SVG folder, okay? And you don't want to put them in here what I call naked. You don't want to put the files in here by itself. You want to put the files in a folder, and within that folder, then you have the files. This is the PDF file, so you can actually see it in the preview window inside Explaindio, and this is the actual file that gets loaded, that's drawn on the screen. But with the tool that I have here, now I can see both. So, and the link for that will be at the bottom of the screen. But that's basically how I do it. I'll just drag these over into the folder. I know where they're going. I don't have to worry about these hassles or issues or uploading it in the wrong place or something, and just being blind and not knowing how to fix it. These things can be fixed. Now, in the case of this futuristic team, I'm not sure if I have that. So this is a slide deck. How do I know that? Because if you look at the file names, they're VFS. And these are actually SWFs that they converted to VFS, and this is what they use as a slide deck. So I can come over here to slides, and let's see, do I have futuristic in here? No, I don't. So just drag futuristic over. Oh, it does say I have it there, so I'm not going to drag it over. because it still got the month 1 name on it. But I could have drug it over and they would have been in there. So it is in there. Here it is, month 1 futuristic team. F2, click in front of the F, backspace to get rid of that month 1 because that just drives me crazy. And now it is in my list. Next thing to do is go in here and rename these, but since I haven't looked at them yet, I don't know what I want to call them, so I can do that at a later point. But see how easy that was? I didn't have to go through the upload or everything else. I don't have this month 1 junk in here, because as far as I'm concerned, they're all slide decks to be used for whatever their purpose, you know, marketing or whatever. So I don't need to know what month they came out in, since there isn't a month index on the website to go and look at all the slides and say, oh, here's month 1 slide 3, you know. That, so I'm creating my own index, as you could say, here on my computer. But since some people had trouble with zips, thought I would spend a few minutes just to show you how I play around with the zips, and it's really easy. In the program files x86 folder, Explaindio Creator, the slides go in the slide folder, images go in the image folder, and SVGs go in the SVG folder. And if you notice, all of them are in folders. These are the main folders that tell you what kind of assets are going to go in there. And inside of there's a folder to organize that particular type of asset. Okay? Really that hard. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope this helps somebody. Now I got to get back to my organizing.